but communication between the objects can be takes place only through functions. A function of xyz object may communicate with function of abc. Function of abc class or object may communicate with pqr. Function of pqr class may communicate with function of xyz. This is called object oriented paradigm. Now, like this, how many objects you are allowed to create to a class? Up to the maximum amount of memory your system supports, you can create any number of objects as you require. There is no limit or restriction to create only this many number of objects to a class, right? Until your memory supports, you can create any number of objects to a class. Say for example, employee class of a Reliance organization. How many employees you are going to create? How many number of employees you are going to recruit? Those many number of objects you can create. Say for example, 1000, right? Reliance organization in AP may have 1000 number of employees. Some other state, Karnataka, may have another 2000 employees. If you take the count of complete India together, it may have 1 lakh employees. Like this, as per your requirement, you can create any number of objects, and communication between these objects is also possible only through the functions of the objects, right? And moreover, an object-oriented paradigm provides complete security to your data. For any application or for any system or for any organization, data will be the central point or crucial area. Now, as per our previous discussion, data means variables. In object orientation, these variables can be handled only using functions. These functions in object orientation are known as method. Say for example, this is method 1, this is method 2, and this is method 3. So your data will be completely protected with the methods surrounding the data. Say for example, if any method which is out of this boundary like M4 may not allow to handle this data. This is called security. Because of this security, object-oriented programming is more popular than any of the previous procedural abstracting programming languages. This is called object-oriented paradigm. What an object-oriented paradigm is going to tell? It is going to specify how data can be secured. Data can be secured from unauthorized accessing like methods. A method which is a part and parcel of an object is only having rights to handle the data. Methods which are not part of an object are restricted. This is called object-oriented paradigm. Right? Now for today we will stop the class here, and tomorrow we will discuss about completely what are the concepts of OOPS. This is 15 marks question, and object-oriented paradigm is again 5 marks question. So till now we discussed 2 5 marks questions. First one, differences between structured programming and object-oriented programming, and the second one, what is object-oriented paradigm. Okay, dear students, please make a note of all these classes one by one. Later on, after completing the few more questions, we will completely give you the detailed notes detailed syllabus wide detailed notes we will produce. Okay, right. Thank you. All the best.